Man, 2025 has just begun, and I don't know if you are feeling the way I have been, but I've just been feeling very dense and down and overwhelmed. And I planned on filming today because I have the house to myself, and I woke up today just like, no freaking way. Like, there's no way I have it in me to get on here and film, just because of like the mood I'm in. I don't like getting on here and not being positive and happy and all of that. But a voice inside told me that I should just do it anyway. So if you're new here, I am Sarah, and I built this channel to give you practical, everyday ways to build a more loving and fulfilling and beautiful and joyful and peaceful life. And today, I want to talk about how to deal with life when things seem out of your control and when you are feeling down. I have a lot going on in my personal life right now. I have spent the last probably week and a half, 2 weeks in tears. I've cried so much. Like, I feel like I'm almost consistently walking around with like tears in my eyes. And it's not just like one single thing. It just feels like a lot of things have been kind of compiling on top of one another. And obviously, as humans, it doesn't feel good to feel this way. And so what I, and I'm sure many of you do as well, is try to escape it and try to do whatever you can to feel better. And while I encourage that in some ways, I also want to make it a point to honor the state that you're in and the way that you're feeling. And if you feel like you can't escape it, there's nothing you can really do to feel better and to feel more positive, that's what this video is about. A big feeling that I get when I'm feeling this way is not only is it whatever I'm feeling, sad, down, angry, whatever it is, but there's this additional emotion of guilt that I feel. And the reason that I often feel guilty is because, as I've talked about many times in my videos, is that you always have to find the silver lining. And that's honestly what keeps me going a lot. And so when I start to do that, I start to realize, and it makes me feel like I have no reason to feel the way that I'm feeling, that there are so many other terrible and tragic things going on for other people that I almost don't have the right to feel the way that I'm feeling. And that's a big thing I want to point out to you guys, is that you should never feel guilty for not feeling okay, and that your hardships are valid. And just because other people are going through things that you or I would deem worse than what we are going through doesn't negate our own feelings and our own experiences. So try your best to alleviate yourself of feeling that guilt, and know that you are human, and that every single person on this planet, no matter how good their life seems on the surface, goes through periods of time where they're just not feeling so great. You don't need to feel guilty because you have it better and invalidate yourself. So just understand that no one goes through life feeling happy and positive and joyful 24/7, and that it is normal to go through seasons of your life when you're not feeling that way. And these seasons can look different, whether it's a few days, weeks, months, even a few years. The other thing that really helps me when I'm going through something like this is the knowing that it's just not gonna last forever. Like, I will not be feeling this way for the rest of my life. You will not be feeling this way for the rest of your life. And you have proof of that, right? From the past. So just when you are feeling that way, just know that this too shall pass. Sometimes what I like to do that might help you is give myself a time limit. Sometimes it's a few hours, sometimes it's a few days. This is really the first time I haven't given myself a time limit. And while that has helped me in the past, it just doesn't feel right to do that for myself right now. And I think part of that is that knowing that this is gonna pass. I already know within a few weeks, I'm gonna be feeling a lot better than I am right now, and that it just feels really heavy at this time. So if you feel like that will help you, put a time limit. Like, I'm gonna allow myself to wallow and woe is me for the next 2 days, and then I'm done. And then along with that guilt and feeling like so like, oh, I want to get out of this, I want to escape this feeling, it gives yourself, you give yourself permission to be feeling this way, and that way you can really like feel it and let those emotions go. Because the thing is when we want to escape these feelings so badly, we will put a band-aid on them or mask them with whatever our choice is, whether it's binge eating, smoking, drinking, laying on the couch for days and watching TV. And when we don't deal with it, when we don't, I guess maybe not deal with it, but when we're not exploring our emotions, then they don't heal. And when they don't heal, they get pushed down into our body, because you have to think of it as like an energy. So if you're not allowing it to come out, like for example, if you feel like you're gonna cry and you don't allow yourself to cry, that emotion gets buried in your body, okay? And it gets stuck, and then it's harder to kind of extract it out. So it's actually healthier for you to allow yourself to feel these emotions, as long as you're not harming yourself or anyone else. And that is the proper way to deal with it, so it's not affecting you long term. Another thing is, when I get like this, I don't like to be around other people, which is why I was like, I don't know if I should film this video today. I don't like to push my negativity onto others. And so I tend to say to myself, I don't really like to talk to anyone. I don't really like to be around anyone. And that's just because I can feel like my energetic field being negative. And maybe that is because I'm so sensitive to other people's energies, where not everyone's necessarily like that. But I find that it is helpful to find the balance of doing that, and also leaning on your support system, whether it's one person or 10 people. And I had, this past weekend, I had plans with a longtime friend of mine, and the day came and I couldn't stop crying. I was just feeling so, I couldn't stop. I was literally in the mirror, like trying to do my makeup, getting ready to go meet with her, and I'm just sobbing. And like the tears are running down my face. I'm trying to do my makeup. Like, it was a freaking disaster. And, you know, my roommates were like, well, why don't you just cancel? And I was like, first of all, I'm not one to like cancel plans last minute. I think it's super rude. And two, I knew that even though I knew that she was a safe place, and I knew that seeing her and spending time with her was going to help me, and that she has the emotional capacity to deal with my negativity. And so I went, you know, we got lunch and then went to a movie together, and it did make me feel a lot better, being able to actually talk about the things that have been going on with me, and knowing that she wasn't going to be judging me. And I think I'm getting emotional now. It's important to lean on those around you the way that you were there for others. Like, if you knew someone that you care about and someone you love was going through something, you would want them, hopefully, to lean on you and to reach out to you and talk to you. And so why wouldn't it be the same the other way around? You don't have to feel guilty for leaning on the people that love you. So I encourage you to, even if it's like the last thing you want to do, call someone or meet someone for lunch or whatever it is, and let them know ahead of time, you know, as soon as like we got to lunch, I was like, yeah, I'm like going through a lot, and give them the opportunity to say like yes or no, like I can or I cannot like handle your emotions. And that has nothing to do with you, but like their own mental capacity. Like I'm usually really, really good at handling the people that I have in my life and handling their emotions and what they're going through and giving them advice and being a shoulder to lean on. But I know with how I'm feeling right now, I don't have that much capacity for that. And so I feel comfortable and safe if someone were to call me today and ask me like, do you have the capacity for this? I would know in that moment, like, yeah, I do, or no, I don't, but like, why don't we try again tomorrow? Like, I love you, but I just like can't take it on right now. And that's okay. And so just give the people in your life the opportunity to be there for you, just like you would want to be there for them. And the last thing I really want to touch on here is, I mentioned it earlier, but you are a human being. It is so normal to go through ups and downs through life. It is okay to nurture yourself when you're in a season of this, no matter how long it is. So what do I mean by that? Well, the new year just passed, right? And so I'm really big on New Year's and goal setting and fresh starts. Like some people are, some people aren't. I'm a big fan of the new year. And so all of these things, I don't start on January 1st. I start on January 2nd. I had all these things like I'm cutting out sugar and I'm cutting out processed foods. I'm cutting out this. I'm gonna start doing this. Like I had all these plans. And I didn't expect to feel this way going into the new year. And so January 2nd came around and I'm like, okay, well, I have a whole year and I trust myself to get on track once I'm feeling better. And that's another thing is like, you can just build yourself up that way and knowing yourself and like what your capacity is. And I was like, okay, well, what's one of these things that I can stick to, that I can start to right now, and I can start the next thing in a week or two or a month or whatever. And so just giving yourself love and grace, almost as if you were like your own child. You know what I mean? Like if your child or your best friend or your mom or whoever was like going through this, how would you nurture them? What would you tell them? That's a big thing for me, is I give so much advice out, but it's very difficult for me to give that same love and grace to myself. And I know so many of you out there are like that. So remind yourself, like, how would I be treating someone I love in my life? And treat your own self that way. If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you're going through something, and I just want you to know you are not alone. There are so many of us out here that are just feeling all types of things right now. And just know that the energies are heavy, things are going on, but it will not stay this way forever. I am here for you, I love you, and I hope that you share this video with someone in your life that needs it. I love you guys so, so much, and don't forget, be limitlessly yourself. See, like, damn, like that felt, like that smile, did you see how fake that smile felt? It felt fake. It felt fake. I love you guys. Hey guys, so I filmed that video at around 10:30 this morning, 10:30ish. It's now like 7:30 p.m. See, same outfit. And I'm feeling a lot better already. And I wanted to give you guys two things I didn't mention earlier that helped me get here so quickly. If you really are like genuinely like wanting to feel better. And the first thing is not to identify as the negative emotion. So if you catch yourself being like, I am so sad, I am so down, I am so angry, just correct that slightly and say, I feel sad right now. I feel angry, but I know this will pass. And doing that kind of allows the emotion to flow through you. And the other thing is stepping out of your routine. And I know it sounds kind of strange, but if you do something different than you normally do on like a day-to-day basis, it kind of gets you out of the monotonous like day-to-day thing and can like trigger other emotions. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but one of the things I did is like play a video game, which I like never do. Oh, hello. Hello. And I also talked to someone like I've never, sassy, that I've never talked to before, and both of the sassy. Oh my gosh, you went to butt scratches. So both of those things like really helped me today. Who knows what tomorrow will bring, but I just wanted to add that in there because it can change a lot quicker than you expect it to, as long as you're not solidifying yourself in the identity of that emotion. So I love you guys so much, and don't forget, do it right this time. What do we say, Sassy? What do we say? What do we say? She don't care. She's watching her cat TV. Be limitlessly yourself.